What is up, guys? I'm Scott, you're watching the UFC Live, and this is the UFC 208 review. So yes, this weekend it was UFC 208, which took place at the Barclays Centre in Brooklyn, New York. And it was good, yeah, I can't complain. It was a good night of mixed martial arts action. Some fights were good, others didn't really deliver as much. History was made as, for the first time ever, we crowned a women's featherweight champion, but it wasn't without controversy, and I will get to that. But overall, I would say that UFC 208, it was a good watch. That was the best way to summarise it. It was good to watch. I digress. Let's get into the review and let's take a look at some of the best action from the preliminary fights. So, kicking things off, we had Rick Glenn take on Felipe Nover. Now, this fight actually wasn't meant to be taking place on the main preliminary fight card, as we was initially meant to see Ian McCall take on Jared Brooks. But as is the case with seemingly every Ian McCall fight these days, the fight was scrapped at the last minute, because Ian McCall was ill. This is, I think, now the 5th or 6th Ian McCall fight that's been scrapped at the last minute, and I've come to the conclusion that the man is cursed. He's never fighting again at this point. So if you're a UFC fighter and you want some advice, don't take a fight with Ian McCall, because that fight ain't happening. Either he's getting injured or you're getting injured. Either way, the fight won't happen. Ever. So fight someone else. Not Ian McCall. Just don't. Don't. But as for the Glenn and Nover fight itself, it was a good fight. It was very competitive, so it was great to watch. Early on in the fight, Glenn ate some really big shots from Nover, but he shook it off and carried on fighting, which is always good to see. And then for the rest of the fight, Glenn was able to apply plenty of pressure and control Nover from the clinch very well. And it was because of this the judges awarded him a split decision victory, a decision that I do agree with. But overall, it was a very good performance from both guys, and it was a great way to kick off UFC 208. Closing out the preliminary fights, we had Randy Brown taking on Belal Muhammad. Now, when watching this fight, it was clear to see that Muhammad had come in with a very good game plan. Going into the fight, Randy Brown would have a 6-inch reach advantage over Muhammad, and it was because of this he chose to take advantage of the inside leg kick. It was thanks to this leg kick that Muhammad was allowed to close the distance and cause damage from close range, take Brown down, and eventually control him from the top position. It was because of this the judges awarded him a unanimous decision victory, which I thoroughly agree with, as it was overall a very good performance from Belal Muhammad. We now move on to the main card, and kicking things off we had Dustin Poirier take on Jim Miller. Now, this was undoubtedly the best fight of the night. The first 2 rounds in particular were absolutely fantastic. Both guys were swinging for the fences, just trying to knock each other out. It was a brawl and it was brilliant to watch. And the crowd in the Barclays Centre were absolutely loving it. The atmosphere was truly electric. The third round wasn't so much of the brawl. It mostly saw Poirier take Miller down, control from the top. But that was mostly because early in the third round, Poirier ate a massive leg kick from Jim Miller, and it apparently possibly broke his shin. So kudos for Poirier to even finishing the fight for that reason. Overall, Poirier got the win by unanimous decision, which I think was the correct one, because I believe he was the one that was able to land the more significant strikes to actually win the fight. But yeah, great work to both guys. You two stole the show. We now move on to the light heavyweight division, and we see Glover Teixeira take on Jared Cannonier. And this fight was honestly the polar opposite to Jim Miller and Dustin Poirier, and the fact that it was boring. It wasn't good. You can pretty much summarise the whole fight in one sentence. Teixeira takes Cannonier down and controls him from the top for 5 minutes. It wasn't good. The crowd wasn't appreciating it. Obviously, Teixeira got the win by unanimous decision due to the fact that he controlled Cannonier from the top for so long. But, you know, I mean, the victory will do Teixeira the whole world of good. It puts him in position now for a possible shot at the light heavyweight title, but overall, this is a fight that won't be remembered anytime soon. After the Teixeira-Cannonier fight, we then moved on to the middleweight division, where we saw Jacare Souza take on Tim Boetsch. Now, this was also a fight where not a lot happened, but the main reason for that was because Jacare Souza forced Tim Boetsch to tap out early in the first round. Overall, this was a very dominant performance from Jacare. The win now puts him in pole position for a future shot at the middleweight title and cements his place as one of the most dangerous submission artists in the UFC today. Staying in the middleweight division, and we saw the legendary Anderson Silva take on Derek Brunson in a fight which gave us one of the biggest feel-good moments of the evening, as Anderson Silva secured his first win in over 5 years. This comes despite the fact that Brunson possibly had more of a case to win the fight. If you watch it back, you can see that Brunson landed the more significant shots, and he controlled Silva from the clinch a lot better. What I think got Silva through this one was his use of the jab, which he used to land effectively, as well as his use of the body kicks. But honestly, I just think it's great to see Silva back in the win column. I mean, when the result was read out, you could see what it meant to him. He burst into tears. And it was just great to see a legend finally pick up another great victory. So for me, I thought it was fine. Obviously the result won't do anything for Silva. He's not going to be in the middleweight title picture anytime soon. But it's just good to say that Anderson Silva is a winner once again. And now we get to the main event of UFC 208, as Holly Holm and Germaine de Randamie battled it out to become the first ever UFC Women's Featherweight Champion, in a fight that will very much be remembered for all the controversy that surrounded it. The controversy I'm referring to is, of course, when de Randamie hit Holly Holm not once, but twice after the round-ending buzzer sounded, with the first punch nearly knocking Holm out. And what makes this even worse is that the referee did not take any points off de Randamie for the offences, which many feel should have happened. But because no points were deductive, de Randamie made history when she became the first ever UFC Women's Featherweight Champion by securing a unanimous decision win. There may be a case to say that Holm should have won the fight, especially when you go into the third round, when Holm nearly had de Randamie on the floor after landing a big head kick. I personally believe, though, that de Randamie won the fight thanks to her good work in the fourth and the fifth round, which she controlled very, very well. Overall, this was a very close fight, and it showed, as judges' scorecards indicated, that de Randamie won the fight by 1 point. But due to the controversy surrounding it, should the point have been taken away for the illegal shots, then the fight would have ended in a draw. But it was clear to see that de Randamie had the luck on her side on the night. She has now come out offering Holly Holm a rematch due to what happened, but I personally don't think this will happen, as I think the UFC will instead favour a fight between her and Trish Cyborg in the near future. Overall, UFC 208 was a good event that provided us with some great moments. But that's in the books now, and we look ahead to UFC 209, which features a highly anticipated rematch between Tyron Woodley and Stephen Wonderboy Thompson for the UFC welterweight title, a fight that I cannot wait to see going by the first one. And I do believe that we are looking at a potential contender for 2017 Fight of the Year. And that was it. That was the UFC 208 review. What did you think of the event? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Twitter on @ScottyMoriarty. I've been Scott, this has been the UFC Life, and I will see you very, very soon.
Do you know which direction to take at the intersection?